Gilmore Girls and the Emmys. Was Gilmore Girls ever nominated for an Emmy? Yes, and we won. This is the actual Emmy from that win. Marie Del Prete was the head of the makeup department, and this one was awarded to Melanie Romero, who was the key makeup artist. Now let's talk about how they won it and why we didn't win any others. Also, a fun little practical joke that got played on one of the crew members with that Emmy. In order to be nominated for an Emmy, you need to have an episode that is worth winning an Emmy for. And Festival of Living Arts was that episode. For those of you that don't know, there's an episode. It is based on the Pageant of the Masters, where we recreated works of art in a theatrical format where the actors basically looked like painting. Every single department, in my opinion, should have been awarded an Emmy for that episode, but makeup was the only one that won it. Let's get into why. In order to win an Emmy, you need to apply for the Emmy, and applying is a costly process. And unless your network is gonna back you on that one, you ain't gonna be getting any Emmys unless you want to do the work yourself. Marie Del Prete and her crew submitted themselves for an Emmy. First, they had to apply using their own personal funds to pay for the application fees. Next, you want to create a little flyer that showcases the reasons why you should be voting for that show. This is the actual one that we created for the costume department, but we didn't have the funds to be able to do the next step. Next, if you really want to win, you want to send out an example of the footage from that episode to the voting members. And that's where it gets very costly. Makeup used all their own money, time, and energy to do all of those steps. But the episode still has to be good enough to win. On a normal show, your network is going to submit you. They're going to pay all the fees. They're going to do all the legwork. They're going to get all of that done. And that is why that was the only Emmy that Gilmore Girls won. This was Melanie on the day she won her Emmy. But remember when I said there was a practical joke played on one of the crew members with the Emmy? This is Lance. Lance was our sound utility guy, and he's the one responsible for making sure that the actors were wired with their body mic. When Lance was on set, he had his utility cart and his chair. If you've ever been on set, you'll know that a chair is a very important thing that no one can sit in unless it is your chair, except Lance's chair would often get sat in by Zach. Everyone would joke, "Oh, Zach, you're trying to take over Lance's job." Now, Lance was very particular with the cart that he had. And on the top of it, he installed a clear plexiglass so it would stay clean. Underneath the clear plexiglass, he had put all these photos in it. And one of them was the photo of Melanie with her Emmy. There was a lot of fun photos under there, moments that had happened on set, things that Lance was in and things that other people were in, just really fun moments. And Zach had been sitting in Lance's chair, and someone had the bright idea, let's replace all of the photos of Lance with photos of Zach. Same exact photos, just Zach's photo in the place of that. One by one, each of the photographs that were under Lance's plexiglass got changed throughout the day. By the end of the day, this photo of Carole King and George Bell got replaced with Rupert in props and Sassapucci in camera. Everyone was like giggling all day long, waiting for Lance to notice. And Lance did not notice.